Hi friends, be cut. Brain is creating thoughts. This is Capun Piso, bringing up more facts. My brain is creating all the thoughts. And warning everybody about psychosis, especially of the GOP, the God-obsessed psychotics. That's what GOP means. Yeah, people are crazy. Psychotic infected, a bunch of imbecile, theoretarded morons in a really laughable convention. It's like it was a schizophrenic convention. All the nuts got together. You know, and this is a problem with this party. This is the party of the crazies. And I'm going to show you some facts over here, because everything I say is based on facts. I don't bullshit. I tell it like it is. If these psychotic infected imbeciles feel insulted, so be it. If the shoe fits, wear it. When I call them psychotics, the name fits. Christ is a mythological entity, like Winnie the Pooh. Psychotic means a delusion, psychosis, delusion. Christ, psychosis, the delusion of resurrecting somebody else with blood. In other words, Christ psychotics. Theotards. Theo means God, imaginary friend, and all that. Tard means late, means slow thinker. So, Theotard, a slow thinker because of God, imaginary friend. In other words, retarded because the brain makes him believe God is real. That's what Theotard means. Here.
There's even an invisible Obama account now on Twitter. Have to do with getting Mitt Romney elected. What did this have to do with setting up the big moment to connect with American voters? It just how it is. Who in the Romney campaign thought this was a good idea, or is everybody going to be...
Don't cry psychotics.
When our economy is in doubt.
Cry psychotic imbecile.
On our horizon,
he loves to kill animals. Sadistic piece of shit.
Children are going to get a diminished
Christian.
If we stay in
That's what happens when you're infected with psychosis. You enjoy the torturing and killing of these defenseless animals, like in bullfights. They enjoy torturing the bull before it is killed and the matador comes around. They're all Christians. They're all psychotics. They're sick people. And, you know, then you have dog fights and you have cock fights. All entertaining because God says so. It's in the Bible. Psychopath wants to be vice president.
What Mitt Romney
Look at this.
From a manuscript of Illuminated Book of William of Tyre, 1130. You can see this in the Bibliothèque Nationale de Paris. And, you know, you see here the psychotics, you know.
Yeah, the Crusaders of the 10th, 11th century, they went to the land of the Lord, places that didn't belong, to actually liberate the land from the infidels, all the Muslims and Jews and all that. They were actually traders. They were all, they traded, they were merchants, they all got along. And the piece of shit Christians came around, and they were there for 200 years, committing massacres. And since the Jews were infidels, and they didn't have a soul, the Pope says, yeah, it's okay to kill them. So they enjoy actually having a blood sacrifice and killing women and children and everybody and burn them in synagogues in Jerusalem and catapulting the head of the infidels over the walls of cities. This is Christianity for you. And this is all embedded in this piece of shit Christian psychopath. Yeah, that's what they are. And you know, this is the problem. People don't understand that if you're religious, especially you believe the Bible to be true, you're a Christian. And there are many denominations. And if you're a Christian, you have to believe in a sacrifice of a zombie that resurrected. They gave his blood for you. So the blood becomes sacred. It's something that you should use as an example of the suffering of a person and the sacrifice and giving his life for you, to save you from sin, which is a psychopathy, it's psychosis, it's a delusion. Well, this is what Christians believe. So they're all based in this sadomasochism, this genocide and this psychopathy. And they, for 1500 years, they believe that the Jews killed their zombie God. So the Jews have been persecuted. And in the Bible, it says you can do anything you want with animals. Because God gave it to you to do whatever you want. You can use it for entertainment. You can kill them. You can do anything. You can go hunting and kill them for fun. And this is exactly what this piece of shit, Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles in the United States do. That's Christianity for you. And that's what it teaches children in churches. They corrupted the brain. And nobody understands that. Even Bill Nye, you know, the science guy, doesn't understand this thing that if you believe in this creationism crap, you're psychotic. You're like a schizophrenic. He doesn't say it. And this is about time he's beginning to say that. These people are crazy people. And they're in Congress. And they are everywhere. They're in the Supreme Court. So these are psychotic people. They have churches. They have universities like Brigham Young. And they are all based on theotarded, anachronistic mythologies. They have no base on reality. Just like a schizophrenia. And the GOP is infected with it. It's a Christ-psychotic infected party of the conservatives. Conservative means to stay the same, to stagnate the intellect. That's what conservatism means. Liberal means freedom, free thinking. That's what liberal means. And these imbeciles don't understand it because they're stupid. And their brains are being stagnated. They're brought up in Christian homes. The Christian homes, their parents infect their children and their grandparents and so forth. And all these generations of Americans are being infected with this crap of this religious zombie God belief, which is psychosis, which is a disorder no different than schizophrenia. And this is the problem. And of the two parties, the conservatives, the Republicans, are the ones that are the most infected. They are a bunch of racists. Look at the GOP convention. You didn't see black people there at all. And they don't call them, but they are a racist piece of shit. They're anti-science and the intellect. That's the reason they don't like Obama, because he's an intellectual. He's a very healthy man, and he's black. He's half black. And that's the reason they hate him. And they say no to everything he says. And this is the problem with these pieces of shit Republicans. They are disgusting, theotarded imbeciles, psychopaths. They love to go hunting. They love all this stuff, killing animals and all that, and they kill Jews, because Hitler was also a Christian. He was all in Christian principles. And it's all right there. The evidence is right there, but these stupid imbeciles don't understand it. And that's what Christ-psychosis is. It's a disgusting disease. And you don't want to have somebody elected to office to have this schizophrenia type disorder. And this is the problem. And we should remember that. Let's call it like it is. These GOP people are these insane people.
Evolution, and his deep conviction to the scientific explanation for the world. It is now blown up on YouTube. A video has already gotten 3 million hits.
Good.
He's urging parents to stop teaching their kids that God created the universe in 7 days. He's joining us now from Los Angeles. And why do you say
he must expose Christ-psychosis?
3 million views in just a week has become
a bit of a controversial topic, but I am.
Tell the facts.
I didn't post this video.
Tell the facts.
It was recorded in June. If you had a political faction that insisted that we teach that the world is flat, and it's a conspiracy of scientists and others who the world was round, after a while, people would insist that you not teach that anymore. Well, let me say that the Earth is every bit as compelling. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old, not 6 or 10,000 years old.
Learn about evolution, but we also believe in creationism. What is the harm?
Crazy people.
Creation story.
Like the schizophrenics.
Well,
come on.
The story is fine.
Talk about this.
Great, but it's not.
The story is fine. See the problem with Bill Nye and the rest of mentally healthy, in other words, atheists, and they don't see this. You know, the story is not fine. It's a psychopathy. How would you like to have a person with a diagnosis with schizophrenia that believe in brain implants, and they have all the group of schizophrenics, and they teach children that there is this brain implants that put there by aliens, and when you close your eyes like this, you'll receive the instructions from the aliens into your brain. How would you like to teach people, and thousands of people believe in all of this, and you don't call them insane? You call them a philosophy or different things, and you accept them. And they have education, they have schools all over the place, and they teach children this stuff about the aliens, the brain implants. How would you call that, Bill Nye? See, this is the problem. And Bill, he wasn't zapped out of existence. Tell it like it is. You were created by a fuck. And with an empty brain. And then all of a sudden you start feeding your brain, and all of a sudden you're a scientist. Because you can tell between fact and fiction. In other words, because you're healthy, you're mentally healthy, you're an atheist. That's what atheist means. And I have been repeating this ad nauseum, and these people, they don't get it. Dawkins, P.C. Myers, Dennett, and the rest of mentally healthy atheists, they don't get it. They don't call these Christian people for the schizophrenic morons, theoretic imbeciles that they are. They can be intelligent, but they believe in resurrecting zombies like Francis Collins, a scientist. If you believe in a resurrecting zombie that say with blood, you're a sick person. You have a problem with your brain, no different than schizophrenic. Come on, Bill Nye, you should say that. You want to succeed? Creationism is a schizophrenia. Just say it. So, hey, you know, you have to. Brain creates the delusions of God when he's sick. This is what we have to keep in mind.
Shouldn't be used to teach creationism as an alternative.
No, it's a psychosis.
Creationism is not right.
What about the schizophrenics?
That assertion that the world is that young.
What about the schizophrenics? The beliefs of the schizophrenics.
Dinosaurs are some sort of deity's scheme to trick you. That's all not science.
Exactly. That's a schizophrenia, Bill. Come on.
Actually says that 46% of Americans believe in creationism.
They're crazy.
Created man in the past. So it's actually
they're schizophrenics.
5 million people.
Come on, tell her what it is.
That belief persists.
I
It's
guess
a sickness.
People like me have not done our job.
The brain creates
the age of the earth is
mind.
Remarkable. It's wonderful. It's empowering. It fills. Why?
It's a psychosis.
Question that poll has been quoted several times in the last week. I wonder if that question was phrased properly. Everybody relies on technology. Last night, the guy running for president made reference to Apple, to iPods, to the innovators in Silicon Valley, others who understand science and understand the role of radioactivity in showing the age of the Earth. This is people are embracing that the technology and the science in this way, but denying the fundamental idea behind it in this other way.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, Bill, the guy that's running for president is Mitt Romney. And Mitt Romney is a chrysopsychotic. In other words, he's infected with Mormonism. So, Bill, you ought to get yourself educated in what a religion is and where it comes from. It's no different than a schizophrenia. False beliefs, schizotypy, bizarre mathematical beliefs in all religions. Come on. He has iPads and everything, but they rationalize everything, and he goes and he's a Mormon. And the Mormons believe that this angel appeared to Joseph Smith, you know, a 16, 17-year-old guy that probably ate some Amanita muscaria too many, you know, in the 1820s. And he gave him a Umen and the Thumen and this, to translate this golden plates, and the Book of Mormon was over there that said that the zombie Jesus came over to the Americas and he founded a civilization. He came over and everybody's getting married and they last for all that. They have your own planet. They go to the planet club and all this crap. Come on, Bill. This is a schizophrenia. Why don't you say that? And Ryan believes is a Catholic, which means universal Christianity. He believes in a zombie Jesus that saved, gave his blood to save for sin committed by madmen and Reuben when they accepted a fruit from a talking snake. That's Christianity. Come on. Come on. This is a schizophrenia. This is the problem. They don't see it. So come on, question Mitt Romney about his face psychosis. Yeah, in the 21st century, the brain is the one that creates all these delusions. There's no God. We create all these things when the brain is sick, like in temporal lobe epilepsy or schizophrenia.
For the country.
Schizophrenics.
Video that
just say it.
Is part of.
Deny evolution and live in your world that's completely inconsistent with everything we
Psychosis.
in the universe. That's fine. Kids do it.
Exactly.
A lot of folks here, and
There's schizophrenia.
Sometimes passionate subject.
Psychosis. Come on, say it.
Turn away from some of the things that you're pointing out. That you
turns away from sanity. That's the problem.
Just what you mean. But shooting the messenger isn't going to change the science.
Exactly.
In the video, I was talking about the use of tax dollars for science education. So this is a very important thing if we want to have jobs.
Yeah.
If we want the leader, the innovator.
Get rid of the churches. They should pay taxes.
Especially the new sources of energy and the new This is all going to take jobs, and so it's important. It's very important. Thank you for having me on.
We're going to have to leave it there.
Yes, science is important. But when you elect Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles which are against science, against education, they want to teach creationism in schools, did you want to elect schizophrenics to run the country? And this is the problem. That's what you don't see. That's what mentally healthy atheists do not see. Believe in God, faith is a psychosis, is a form of a schizophrenia, where with deluded things and delusions and irrational concepts are accepted as reality. This nothing to do with the intelligence of the person. A lot of intelligent people are schizophrenics and they have a problem with the brain. Look at the Colorado shooter. Christian, brought up in a Christian home. That's what happened. And all of a sudden, this explodes. It's like HIV positive. They got all these fantasies and these beliefs and all that, these Christian religious beliefs of crap, and then they can surface later on. And he got pretended to be the Joker and now killing people. And it happens, it happens all the time. And this is what you should, and of course, you're not going to get anywhere if you have a Christianity-infected Congress. There will be anti-science, and you scientists will go, no matter how much you beg, forget it. Because the lunatics, the Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles are in control of the whole country. And Congress and the Supreme Court and everything else, you can't do shit. Because you're too stupid to connect religion to mental illness. And then don't allow it. All the neurologists and scientists will get together and says, we require a mental health, a brain examination, neurologist to anybody that wants to be elected president. It's like when you want to have a pilot. You know, you want to test him. You want to test his health. Psychological evaluation when you fly a plane to see if you don't suffer a heart attack and you're healthy. Do that with anybody that wants to be president, Congress, or even a doctor or anything like that. Deal with the public. Have a test by mentally healthy atheists, because there's a lot of neurologists and all that are Christ-psychotic infected, or Islam psychotic, or anything like that. So you have to have healthy people to be able to perform the exams. That's what we have to do. Otherwise, forget it. Nothing will work. You guys, mentally healthy atheists, you'll be wasting your time unless you connect believing God to a mental illness. You'll get nowhere. It's a very good example. This is a Christ-psychotic infected imbecile, Dinesh Souza, trying to discuss his perception of reality and about President Obama with Bill Maher. Look at the way he's thinking. Cognitive dissonance. The man has completely psychotic due to his disease. He's not sane. He's psychotic. He's a Christ-psychotic infected imbecile. Look at this.
The bad guys. So that's what I mean. He campaigned as a healer, as a bipartisan guy, but he hasn't governed that way.
The second he got it, we are going to block everything he would ever propose.
Exactly.
And you know that's what they did.
He's Dinesh Souza.
They have no interest in getting this country.
Christ-psychotic infected imbecile. This man is crazy right here.
A second term. You know that's the
Well, I don't think it's any different than Democrat.
I do. Yes,
do.
they gave him his war.
Well, no. A lot of the Democrats voted, some
Very psychotic.
for, but many
Stupid.
went against the war, right? But that's because there was a patriotic surge after 9/11, and a lot of Democrats voted for the.
After a near depression? Let's get to the movie. The slogan in your movie is love or hate Obama. You don't understand him.
You don't know.
I've never talked to him.
I know. I'm just saying.
Have you ever talked to him?
I haven't talked to Obama.
Never.
No, but
yet you understand him, and you understand that this man, who only met his father once when he was 10 years old, is somehow channeling that father, and that's what guides him.
Well, hardly met his father, wrote a 500-page book called Dreams from My Father. Now, by the way, not Dreams of My Father.
How far up your ass do you have to go to pull that out? I mean, seriously.
That's the...
He's a Christian, the piece of shit Christian. Christ-psychotic.
Dreams from My Father means here are the dreams that I, Obama, got from my dad.
That's this theory of yours that he what guides him is anti-colonial.
All right, so you don't. Let me quote Obama. It was into my father's image, the black man, son of Africa, that I poured all the attributes I sought in myself. Is Obama?
Mitt Romney's father was born on a polygamous compound. Maybe
Right?
My theory is that Mitt Romney wants to be president so he can have sister wives.
Well, taking an ideology that was very powerful in the 20th century when there were colonies. So
What? It's an imbecile.
India was a colony of the British. Barack Obama Sr. grew up
Christian British.
Kenya was fighting for independence
Stupid
from
ass.
the British. Wait a minute, that's very anti-capitalist. That also sees America as the rogue nation in the world. This is believed.
And you believe that Obama's anti-capitalist?
I believe that Obama is anti-capitalist, yes.
There's no evidence.
Well, the evidence is that...
He saved banks.
No. Let's put it my way.
He appointed Noam Chomsky Secretary of the Treasury. I mean...
No, the evidence is this. He has fundamentally altered the relationship of the citizen to the state. Let's look at there's been a federal...
This Christ psychosis infected imbecile doesn't realize that those who ignore the past or don't know the past are condemned to repeat it. The guy is psychotic. Has a problem with his brain. And you don't understand that the Republicans, this racist, you know, the KKK, white supremacists, neo-Nazis, American, Boy Scout of America, crap, all Christianity-infected imbeciles, theotarded, you know, they say no to, they've been always saying no to the liberals. In other words, the free thinkers, the Democrats. By the way, I'm not a Democrat, I'm an independent. Because the Democrats are full of shit too. They have problems too. Not as bad as the GOP. But anyway, they've been doing that to a lot of presidents that they're mentally healthy. They're Democrats. One was Truman, 1948. Running for office, he said that the piece of shit Republicans were blocking everything that he's trying to do because they were the majority in the Congress. And here it is, 1948. See? That's exactly what the piece of shit GOP are doing to Obama. These racist pieces of shit are doing to him. The Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles with the head up the ass. Exactly like they were doing to Truman.
This 80th Congress has tried to sabotage the power policy which the United States has pursued for 14 years. As the real estate lobby, which is sitting on the housing bill. For adequate and decent law for displaced persons in place of this anti-Semitic, anti-Catholic law which this 80th Congress passed.
He's ranking down the GOP, the pieces of shit, opposing to everything he does.
If there's any reality behind that Republican platform, we ought to get some action out of the short session of the 80th Congress. They could do this job in 15 days if they wanted to do it. And instead of dodge their responsibility, they're going to drag all the red herrings they can across this campaign. But I'm here to say to you that Senator Barkley and I are not going to let them get away with it. The record as it has been written, and in the record is the stark truth that the battle lines of 1948 are the same as they were back in 1932, when the nation lay prostrate and helpless as a result of Republican misrule and inaction. We were attacking the citadel of special privilege and greed. We were fighting to drive the money changers from the temple. In 1948, we are now the defenders of the stronghold of democracy and of equal opportunity. Land, and not of the favored classes or the powerful few. The same now as was in 1932, and I paraphrase the words of Franklin D. Roosevelt as he issued the challenge in accepting his nomination at Chicago, is more than a political call to arms. Give me your help, not to win votes alone, but to win in this new crusade and keep America secure and safe for its own people. And the wholehearted push which you can put behind this country from a continuation of the 80th Congress and from misrule from now on. I must have your help. You must get in and push and win this election. The country can't afford another Republican Congress.
You know, this Christ-psychotic infected imbeciles, they don't know any history. They're stupid. And they kept ignorant and stupid with churches every Sunday. with Psychosis infected universities and parents with the mental illness, getting their children infected with the garbage. And this is the problem in America is so stupid. It's 27th in science. And this is the problem. And now you will see here, go back to Bill Maher now. They're racist. It's Psychotic infected. The KKK, all Christians. They hate Jews, they hate blacks, they hate gays, they hate anybody. They love to torture animals and kill them for sport, just to enjoy it. And this is the problem. Go back to Bill Maher now. And notice the GOP did not invite President Bush, the Vice President, the piece of shit Cheney, and the rest of them. The rest of Nazis. The psychopath Christians. They didn't invite none of them. The GOP. Amazing, isn't it? Because Bush fucked up the country for 8 years. A Christian piece of shit. He himself said he was appointed by God to be president. That's the problem when you get a psychotic infected imbecile elected for president. Now we have a piece of shit Romney running for president. And it could be elected. And then will it be really a problem? It will be Psychosis infected America. America the crazy. Here, check this out.
Run the nation for 8 years and then have a national convention and not invite Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Colin Powell, Karl Rove, or Tom DeLay? Movement, you're the witness protection program. Instead of holding a convention without your most recent president, your most recent vice president, your most recent vice presidential nominee, and most of the runners-up from your most recent primary, one of those men in black memory eraser wands in your face, make us forget it. Then the first Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, freed the slaves. Every day has never stopped fighting for the black man.
Well, keep in mind, if you believe in God, you're a theotard, you have a problem with your brain. The only way to save the United States of America is to elect mentally healthy, also known as atheist, politicians to guide the country and to lead the country. Let's elect scientists. And let's put all the Christian believing in God and all these people that have this really a very serious problem with the brain in the mental health clinics they belong to repair them and to bring them down to the real world. Pace de Orum.